This video shows you how to add and manage a company driver profile in Transport Pro. It is important to note that unlike an owner-operator profile, when it comes time to pay the company driver, the system will bypass the owner of the truck and pay the driver directly. It is also important to note that when the settlements get created for company drivers, the system calculates the gross amount and does not calculate payroll taxes. Transport Pro is not an HR type of solution and does not calculate payroll taxes for company drivers or W-2 employees. However, there are detailed reports you can easily pull in the system for company drivers and send those reports to your payroll provider. Let's look at how to add a company driver profile to Transport Pro. Go to Drivers and Equipment, Drivers, Add Driver. We're going to run through an explanation of fields. The yellow fields are required. Status. In order to dispatch this driver, the status must be active. You can update the status at any time. Company driver. Yes must be selected here for a company driver. You'll notice that when you flip this flag to yes, the payment information section below becomes available, and we'll run through that section a little bit later. Salutation. Enter the salutation if desired. Name. Enter the driver's full name. The first and last names are required. Zip, city, state. Enter the driver's full address. If you enter the zip code first, the city and state will auto-populate. Enter all applicable phone numbers for the driver. Enter the driver's CB handle. Enter the driver's email. EOBR type. If this driver is using a supported EOBR service, select the EOBR type here. You'll need to work with our technical support team to ensure that this integration is set up correctly. If you need to set up this integration or you have any questions about it, please reach out to our technical support team at support@transportpro.net. EOBR ID. Depending on which ELD service you're using, this value will vary. Again, first make sure that the integration with the supported ELD service is set up correctly by contacting tech support. The tech support team will tell you what ID to enter here. Medical. Check any medical issues this driver has. This information does not drive anything and simply lives here on this record for your internal informational purposes. This section has several medical issues you can select by default. Note, if you would like to add additional options here, you can do so by going to Administration, Manage Site Settings, Manage Drop-Down Values. These options are managed under the Driver Medical table. Home Terminal. Select the driver's home terminal. If you're not running multiple terminals, you'll simply select your company name here. Driver Group. This is just an optional tag for internal organizational purposes. For example, if you put drivers into groups, for example, Group A, Group B, etc., then you can tag that information here and run a search for drivers in the system by group. If you would like options added to this drop-down, please reach out to us and let us know what you need added here. Dispatch Group. Similar to the driver group, you can tag this as an option and use it for internal organizational purposes. And later, you can run a search for drivers in the system using this tag or filter. Perhaps you split your dispatchers into groups, and those groups are assigned to certain drivers. If you'd like options added to this drop-down, please reach out to us and let us know. Dispatcher. If a specific dispatcher is assigned to this driver, you can tag that user here. This does not automate or drive anything at the time of dispatch. Again, it's simply a tag on the driver record for your informational purposes. You can also run a search for drivers in the system by dispatcher. Recruiter. You can tag the system user who recruited the driver here if you wish. This is just another tag. You can also run a search this way. Recruiting source. Tag the recruiting source here if you wish. If you need options added to this drop-down, please let us know. Hiring eligibility. Tag the hiring eligibility here if you wish. If you need options added to this drop-down, please let us know. Enter the driver's birth date. This is a required field. Enter the driver's social security number. This is also a required field. Tag the sex of the driver if desired. Tag the race of the driver if desired. Trailer qualifications. You can check the trailer types that this driver is qualified to haul if desired. This is not required, and you could simply leave everything unchecked. Checking trailer qualifications here will drive a notification at the time of dispatch if the system detects an issue. For example, let's say that this driver is qualified to haul a van and reefer, and those two options are checked here on his profile. If a dispatcher tries to dispatch this driver on a different trailer type, such as a step deck, then the dispatcher will receive a notification that says this driver is not qualified to haul this type of trailer. Note, this is not a hard stop, and the system will still allow the dispatch, but it will bring the issue to the dispatcher's attention. Enter the driver's hire date. Enter the driver's review date. Enter the driver's MVR date. Enter the physical due date. Enter the date that the driver's physical was submitted. Does the driver's CDL information match the driver's physical? If so, check yes. Enter the driver's CDL number, CDL state, and CDL expiration date. Enter the driver's resident expiration date if applicable. Enter the TWIC expiration date if applicable. Enter the driver's passport number and passport expiration date if applicable. You can also enter any OCAC insurance carrier information if applicable. Trip advance settings. This section can only be used if you have a real-time integration with ComData or EFS. This real-time integration allows users to issue advances to fuel cards at the time of dispatch, and you can set parameters for those advances here on the driver profile. If you do have the real-time service with either ComData or EFS, and you'd like to get that integrated with Transport Pro, please let us know by emailing support@transportpro.net for further guidance. Now let's take a look at the bottom half of the company driver profile, which is the payment information. Let's run through an explanation of fields here. The first thing you'll see in this section is a blue hyperlink that says copy information from above. If you click this link, the system will copy the name, address, phone numbers, and email from above to this section, saving you some data entry. Pay bill name. The pay bill name reflects the account name that the settlements show up under in the settlement section of the system. Enter the zip code, city, and state associated with this driver's settlement account information. Enter any phone numbers, and enter an email address. This is the email that the system will send the settlement summaries to when you process settlements for this driver. Settlement receipt. Select how this driver prefers to receive his or her settlement summaries. If you would like for the system to automatically send out the settlement summaries to this driver at the time of processing settlements, then you must check the email option here and make sure you have a valid email in the email field above. Social Security number or federal ID. This field is required. You must enter a value here. Default tractor pay percentage or pay per mile loaded and empty. If this driver gets paid a percentage of line haul, enter that percentage here. For example, if this company driver is paid on a percentage basis, and let's say he gets 45% of line haul, you would enter 45 here. Do not enter the percentage sign. If this driver is paid on a per mile basis, enter that per mile rate, loaded and empty. You don't want to forget to enter the default rate of pay for the company driver, whether that's percentage of line haul or per mile. Once all of the information appears to be correct, click Save Record. If you need to review a company driver profile or make any edits, go to Drivers and Equipment, Drivers, Search Drivers. You can use any of the filters as desired, or just click Search. When the results populate, click on the driver ID to navigate to that driver's profile. From here, you can review the information or click to edit and make any changes. And that's how you add and manage company driver profiles in Transport Pro. If you have any questions about adding or managing company drivers in the system, please reach out to us at support@transportpro.net. Thank you for watching this video.